The Democratic National Convention, DNC, in Chicago has officially kicked off, and the first 2 days have already been packed with notable speeches, poignant moments, and a clear passing of the torch from President Joe Biden to Vice President Kamala Harris. Here's a detailed look at the key moments and highlights from days 1 and 2 of the convention. Day 1 of the DNC began with a mix of nostalgia and forward-looking optimism. President Joe Biden took the stage to a roaring ovation, with delegates holding up "We Love Joe" placards as he began his speech. In a heartfelt address, Biden reflected on his 50 years of public service, highlighting his administration's achievements, including significant public works and climate programs. He praised Kamala Harris, calling her his best decision as vice president, and promised to be her best volunteer in the upcoming election. His speech was a blend of gratitude and a clear indication that he was ready to step aside for Harris, marking a significant transition within the Democratic Party. Biden's speech also addressed the current political climate, particularly focusing on the importance of continuing the fight against Trumpism. He warned the delegates and viewers alike that the battle was far from over, urging them to remain vigilant and committed. The sense of urgency in his words reflected the high stakes of the upcoming election, where the future direction of the nation hangs in the balance. In an unscheduled but powerful moment, Vice President Kamala Harris made a surprise appearance on stage. She paid tribute to Biden, thanking him for his leadership and service. Harris's presence on day 1 set the tone for the convention, emphasizing the unity and continuity within the party as it transitions into the Harris era. Harris's appearance wasn't just a symbolic gesture, it was a strategic move that underscored her readiness to take on the mantle of leadership. Her brief but impactful remarks showcased her ability to command the stage and galvanize the base. It also sent a clear message to the opposition that the Democratic Party is united and prepared to fight tooth and nail for the White House. Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton also took the stage on day 1, drawing a connection between her historic 2016 campaign and Harris's current bid for the presidency. Clinton expressed the hope that Harris would succeed where she fell short, breaking the ultimate glass ceiling. Meanwhile, Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, AOC, praised Harris for her efforts to secure a ceasefire in Gaza and criticized former President Donald Trump as a two-bit union buster. Both speeches underscored the role of women in leading the charge for the Democratic Party. Their speeches also highlighted the critical role that women play in the Democratic Party, not just as leaders, but as trailblazers who continue to push the boundaries of what is possible. Clinton and AOC's messages resonated with many, particularly women and younger voters who see themselves reflected in Harris's candidacy. Civil rights icon, the Reverend Jesse Jackson, was honored on the first night, receiving a standing ovation as he took the stage. Jackson, who has been a trailblazer for African Americans in politics, was celebrated for his enduring legacy and his role in paving the way for leaders like Harris. Day 2 of the DNC was dominated by the Obamas. Former President Barack Obama delivered the keynote address, officially passing the torch to Kamala Harris. Obama didn't hold back in his criticism of Donald Trump, describing him as a 78-year-old billionaire who has not stopped whining about his problems. He urged Democrats to fight for the future of America, emphasizing that the upcoming election would be a battle for the soul of the nation. Obama's speech was also a reflection on his own legacy and the challenges that lie ahead. He reminded the audience of the progress made during his administration and how it has been threatened by the divisive politics of the Trump era. His endorsement of Harris was not just an endorsement of a candidate, but a reformation of the values that have defined the Democratic Party for decades. Former First Lady Michelle Obama also took the stage on day 2, delivering a speech that combined hope with urgency. She highlighted the importance of the 2024 election, particularly for marginalized communities. In a pointed remark, she criticized Trump's infamous comment about black jobs, suggesting that the White House might just be one of those jobs. Michelle Obama's speech was both inspirational and a stark reminder of the stakes in the upcoming election. Second gentleman Doug Emhoff brought a personal touch to day 2 with a speech that reintroduced himself to the American public. Emhoff shared stories of his life with Harris, describing her as a joyful warrior who fights for justice. His anecdotes about their personal life offered a glimpse into the human side of the candidate, making Harris more relatable to voters. Emhoff's presence on the national stage is also historic, as he could become the first ever first gentleman, adding another layer of significance to Harris's candidacy. Senator Bernie Sanders took the opportunity to rally the Democratic base, calling for the party to stand up against corporate greed and support justice both at home and abroad. He also called for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza, reflecting the concerns of many within the party's progressive wing. Illinois Senator Tammy Duckworth also delivered a powerful speech defending reproductive rights and warning that Trump's agenda could threaten access to in vitro fertilization treatments. Republican defectors showed their support for Harris in a significant move, with several former Trump administration officials, including former White House Press Secretary Stephanie Grisham, taking the stage to endorse Harris. Grisham, who once defended Trump, criticized him for lacking empathy and morals, urging voters to support Harris in the election. This display of bipartisanship highlighted the growing discontent with Trump within some Republican circles. One of the lighter moments of day 2 was the DNC roll call, where DJ Cassidy spun tunes representing each state. The roll call, which included cameos from celebrities like Spike Lee and Sean Astin, was a festive and lively break from the more serious moments of the convention. As the DNC continues, the focus will shift to outlining Harris's vision for America's future, with speeches from leaders like former President Obama and Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker. The convention has set a strong tone for the election ahead. Harris's leadership and the support from prominent figures within the party have made it clear that the Democrats are united in their goal of securing victory in November. The themes of unity, justice, and a brighter future have been central to the convention, and these messages are expected to resonate with voters as the election draws closer. In conclusion, the first 2 days of the DNC have been a powerful start, filled with emotional tributes, stirring speeches, and a clear message of hope and determination. As the Democrats rally behind Kamala Harris, the convention is shaping up to be a defining moment in the 2024 election. We'll be following it very closely, so stay tuned for more updates.